Blood consists of two components, plasma and cells. There are two cell components, the red blood cells and the leukocytes or white blood cells. In addition, there are platelets, the cytoplasmic fragments of megakaryocytes. There are two classes of leukocyte, granulocytes with cytoplasmic granules and agranulocytes, cells without specific cytoplasmic granules. There are three types of granulocytes, neutrophils, eosinophils, and basophils. A major group of cells within the agranulocyte class are the lymphocytes. There are two types of lymphocytes, B cells that develop and mature in bone marrow, and T cells that develop in bone marrow and migrate and mature in the thymus. T cells can be CD4 positive helper T cells and CD8 positive cytolytic T cells. CD4 positive helper T cells include two subtypes, Th1 cells and Th2 cells. We discussed their function in Chapter 10, Immune Lymphatic System. Another agranulocyte is the monocyte. Monocytes migrate from the bone marrow to the connective tissue and become macrophages. Monocytes migrate to bone where they become osteoclasts. Macrophages and lymphocytes interact with each other during inflammatory and immune reactions. We now turn our attention to bone marrow. The three major components of bone marrow are the stromal cells, the vascular sinusoids, and the hematopoietic cells. Stromal cells and hematopoietic cells organize cell niches near the vascular sinusoids. There is a vascular niche and an endosteal niche. The erythroid lineage gives rise to a cell progeny, resulting in the development of red blood cells. The myeloid lineage gives rise to a cell progeny, resulting in the development of granulocytes. The sequential cell types of the erythroid lineages are the pro-erythroblast, the basophilic erythroblast, the polychromatophilic erythroblasts, the orthochromatic erythroblast, the reticulocyte, and the enucleated red blood cell containing hemoglobin in the cytoplasm. The sequential cell types of the myeloid lineage are the myeloblast, the promyelocyte, the myelocyte, the metamyelocyte, and the band form cell. Depending on their cytoplasmic granular content, granulocytes can be neutrophils, eosinophils, and basophils. A mast cell precursor derived from the basophil colony forming unit gives rise to the mast cell. There are two classes of mast cells, the connective tissue mast cell and the mucosa mast cell. We continue with the myeloid lineage. Monoblasts, like myeloblasts, derive from the granulocyte macrophage colony-forming units. The monoblast gives rise to the promonocyte, and the promonocyte gives rise to the monocyte. The megakaryoblast that derives from the megakaryocyte colony-forming unit gives rise to the megakaryocyte. The cytoplasm of megakaryocyte becomes fragmented into platelets along the invaginated membrane system. The platelets are shed into bone marrow sinusoids. The lymphoid lineage produces the B-cell precursor that gives rise to B cells. B cells originate the immunoglobulin-producing plasma cell. The T-cell precursor gives rise to T cells. and natural killer cells.